A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development, Israel's military announced on Thursday that it currently controls 40% of Gaza City, the largest urban center in the besieged Palestinian territory. This announcement comes as Israel intensifies its military offensive in the region, facing mounting international condemnation for its actions. As the situation escalates, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza worsens, with reports of devastating airstrikes leading to a rising death toll among civilians. Israeli military spokesman Brigadier General Efi Defrin stated during a televised briefing that the offensive will not only continue, but is expected to expand and intensify in the coming days. His remarks come amidst increasing pressure from the international community to cease hostilities, particularly as the humanitarian conditions in Gaza deteriorate. The region, home to over 2 million residents, is grappling with severe shortages of food, water, and medical supplies. On Thursday alone, Israeli airstrikes reportedly killed more than 30 individuals in Gaza City, contributing to a total of at least 64 Palestinian fatalities across the territory. The Israeli military, however, maintains that its operations are targeting Hamas militants responsible for the conflict, which reignited after a deadly attack on Israel in October 2023. The ongoing conflict has led to widespread displacement, with many Gazans forced to flee their homes multiple times. A senior Israeli military official indicated that the new offensive could displace an estimated 1 million Palestinians further south, away from the conflict zone in Gaza City. The United Nations has declared a famine in and around Gaza City, where nearly 1 million people are currently at risk of starvation. Civil defense spokesperson Mahmoud Basal reported that an airstrike struck a tent sheltering a displaced family, resulting in the tragic deaths of 5 individuals, including 3 children. Eyewitness accounts from the area described scenes of devastation, with families left to sift through the rubble of their homes. One resident, Isra al-Basis, recounted the horror of witnessing a nearby tent engulfed in flames while her children screamed in fear. At Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City, the situation is dire, with bodies arriving in droves. The hospital's morgue is filled with the deceased, as families mourn their lost loved ones. One distraught mother was seen weeping over her son's body, expressing her grief and confusion over the loss. UNICEF has raised alarms about the catastrophic impact of the military operations on children in Gaza, emphasizing the urgent need for humanitarian access to prevent further starvation and suffering. UNICEF spokeswoman Tess Ingram highlighted that the ongoing military escalation is leading to the collapse of essential services, making it increasingly difficult for families to survive. European Commission Vice President Teresa Ribera has described the situation in Gaza as a genocide, criticizing the European Union for its lack of decisive action to address the crisis. Her remarks have drawn sharp rebukes from Israeli officials, who argue that such language serves to propagate Hamas's narrative. As the conflict continues, the humanitarian situation in Gaza remains precarious, with reports of further airstrikes in central Gaza's Nuseirat refugee camp resulting in additional civilian casualties. The Israeli military has stated it was not aware of these specific strikes, highlighting the complexities and challenges of verifying information in the region. The international community watches closely as the situation unfolds, with calls for a ceasefire growing louder against the backdrop of devastating loss of life and widespread suffering among the Palestinian population. As the conflict rages on, the hope for peace and resolution seems increasingly remote, leaving many to wonder what the future holds for Gaza and its people. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.